All right. We are now live, folks. We are live. It is time for the end of day report with yours truly, Dex the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com. My goodness, it has been a trip these last two trading sessions. It's only Tuesday and we got action. We got action. We got a lot going on, folks. I've been in the lab. I've been mad busy. I've gotten a lot of questions and things I had to filter and deal with, and I've been in the lab making sure the pulse waves are on and popping each and every day. Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that really matters is that you guys are making money with the pulse waves. That's what matters the most. I didn't get around to the last 2 days dealing with news. I wanted to do a podcast, but the algos took me to places that I had to go, so I wasn't able to do it. Just couldn't do it. So I apologize for that. I know you guys look forward to it, and I know you guys appreciate it, but abrupt man got to do what abrupt man got to do, right? So, Lord willing, maybe tomorrow I will have the time to do that. We'll see. Is it time to back up the truck yet? Nope. Nope. No. It is not time to back up the truck yet. It's looking like we're about to go down, and down. All right, so here are the facts. The facts are the President of the United States held his press conference after the market closed today, talking about unveiling their coronavirus strategy, promising to backstop the markets, promising to have the Federal Reserve, central banks, you Department of Treasury, you name it. They're going to come in and they're going to relax the I can't think straight all of a sudden. The payroll tax. They're going to provide funding for the airline industry and maybe even the cruise line ships, I think, maybe. And just a whole bunch of other stuff. He wasn't really too specific. You know, they know how to talk without talking, talk without using words, saying a whole lot of something without saying a whole lot of nothing. Well, that's what they do. When they're professionals at it, they're perfect at it. They're great. So that's what they were doing. That's what they've been doing. And so what does this mean? Well, one of the things that they did mention is that we won't be out of the woods yet until maybe midsummer. They said this, by the end of the second quarter. So that takes us into midsummer, like June, July, So that's what they're saying. That's what we got to look forward to, folks. That is what we got to look forward to. So I don't know. Now, I've told you, based on my own research looking into this situation, I'm sorry, I'm still in the camp that this has all the earmarkings of a man-made weaponized virus, okay? And I have not seen any evidence to the contrary. There's been no evidence to challenge that thesis. If you take a look at all the things that we know about the virus thus far, it is not acting like any other virus known to man. It's acting as if it's intelligent and self-aware and making decisions on a daily basis on who it wants to affect. Like I said before, now someone did mention in the live feed the other day that there was a case or two of a child being sick or whatever, but for the most part, it's not really affecting children, it's affecting adults. All right, it's affecting adults. I don't know why that is, it's just the way they did it. So then here's the other issue, folks. The other issue is this. Excuse me. Let me take some water. Sorry about that. Okay. There is also some evidence now that has come about that is suggesting that perhaps this is not a Chinese, situation. I know that there is that level 4 lab located just yards away from that food court, but there is rumors circulating that they did not create this and that they say they believe it's weaponized too, but they're not the ones that created it nor released it. As a matter of fact, the Chinese government has gone on the Chinese airwaves and their mainstream media saying that they believe that the US is behind this. They're blaming the US. All right. Now, based on the US's own logic, taking things to their logical conclusion, according to our US, anything that is US mainstream media is considered factual. Anything that's not the mainstream media is considered fake news. Well, all things being equal, if mainstream media that is supported and backed by the government, if that's the real news, then we have to conclude that China's mainstream media, which is also a product of its government, is real news. They're saying that the US is behind this. Now, remember what I taught you guys. You got to follow the money, right? And then you got to look at who benefits. The Chinese are not really benefiting from this outbreak. But you could make an argument that they are kind of benefiting because they were losing control. Their government was on the verge of falling. So what happened? The virus comes out, it cleans up the street. Now you don't have no protesters outside because everybody's shook, scared to go outside. They don't want to die. So you could make the argument that that the Chinese accusing the US is false because they benefit from this outbreak. But do they really benefit if it's going to destroy their economy? Does that make sense? So you could say that they still benefit. It's a scorched earth approach where they're willing to cut off their foot, just to spite their leg. You could say that. You can make that argument. But on the other hand, no one's really benefiting, though, outside of China. To say that the US is behind it, okay, you can make that argument, but I don't see how they benefit being behind it if our GDP is also in trouble. If they're already warning that we're not going to be so successful. If our stock market has now given back 2 years of gains, wiped out, trillions of dollars wiped out in a matter of 2 days, okay? How do we benefit? We're not benefiting. That is an insane move. Would we really do that to achieve what? To destroy? It doesn't make sense that would come from the White House because Trump needs a strong economy, or at least the semblance of one, i.e., a strong stock market. And without that, then you're basically saying he's accomplished nothing in his presidency except for bringing us to this right here, right? So then you have to ask, if China didn't do it, and if this is not sanctioned by our White House, then who or what is really behind this? Let's say that both parties are innocent. The Trump White House is innocent. China is innocent. Who really benefits and who gains and who is narcissistic, sociopathically, psychologically insane enough to do something like this? Who is so desperate to do something like this? You're not going to like my answer. Again, this is just my theory, following the money here. I'm still doing my research, but I would say in some kind of way, the Democratic Party is the sole beneficiary of this. They win double double. You've weakened your opponent, which is China, your trade war opponent. You've weakened them and put them in a very weak bargaining position. And you've also weakened the Trump White House, making him look bad, putting him in a position to lose the upcoming election. So it's a win-win. You win the election, get your people in the White House. Then now, when you go back to the table of the trade war with China, bam, you're gonna get the kind of deal you want because they're in their hands and knees crawling. They're hurt. They're at the brink of destruction. So you get to play the the hero. You get to fly in on your cape and say, look, we did what Trump couldn't. We finally got a deal done with China. Look what we did. We just fixed this economy too. I'm just saying, you got to look at what is really going on. I'm just saying you gotta follow the money and you gotta look at who benefits. You can make an argument for China, you can make an argument for the Trump White House, but no one's looking at that third party, which is that Democratic House. All right. Now we understand and we do know that there are players and movers and shakers all over the place. I'm just saying it's not really far-fetched when you think about it. Okay? So I'm just looking at all angles right now. All right? And trying to make some sense out of the most senseless act. Now, if this is done if someone did release this weaponized thing, you also have to look at the why and what are they trying to accomplish and who would benefit from something like this. Who then they get to fly in on their cape and rescue everyone. Hey, I have a cure, or we have this, we have that, or what have you. You have to look at that. All right, so that brings me back to this next part. And this is why this things are starting to look a little nefarious. All right, so let's take a look at some charts. All right, because at the end of the day, that's really why you're here. You want to take a look at these charts. You want to see my algo charts, my sexy algo charts. All right, so here they go. The first chart we're going to look at is the US dollar index. It came rip-roaring back today, right? Now, we have a primary rally alert now for the dollar index, which makes me think that it wants to get back up here to this 97 handle, testing the bottom of the Kumo cloud. Could even poke through and get up toward the trend line resistance around 98. All right, so it is very possible that that is where we're about to head. So I have to take it the way I take it, and we have to do what we have to do when we look at this and say this is not out of the realm of possibilities. We need to really seriously consider how this is going to move. Now, I'm going to add this chart because I forgot to add the UUP, which is the tradable for the US dollar index. Now, this thing don't ever move. Look at these tiny little trading ranges, almost microscopic, right? And then every once in a while, you'll get these nice bars. Well, right now, we got a primary rally alert here, and this thing is looking to push as well. So it's looking like the dollar is being pushed back after this massive bar right here. This massive bar. Look at this thing, man. This was just crazy. Now we gap back up again. So now there's going to have to be some kind of back and filling to make sure this gap is really filled up. And we just filled this one right here. Next gap is right here. And then we got one right here. So this is not bad for a buy to see where we're going to go in the next couple of days or what have you. And looking here on my thingy, all right, the market looks like it's ready to do something on the open as well. So This is looking interesting, but this is your US dollar index, the UUP, is the tradable. All right, I want you to see that. Next, we have the bonds. Now, look how the bonds came down. Remember I told you about how this thing moves? Look at this. So we come down and fill this gap, and we filled this gap. Officially, the gaps now on the bonds here have been dealt with. All right, we've closed it. We're ready to rock up. Now you got a primary crash alert for tomorrow. If it does manifest, then is the stock market ready to boogie? We have to answer that question. I'm thinking that we're probably going to get a move up to give us that narrow range inside day for trading on Thursday. So I'm going to be watching this one closely. That's the TLT on the bonds. Crude oil futures right now, we just have this narrow range set up, but it's also a rally alert, primary rally alert. Going to try to fill the gap. Don't know how far we'll get, but this is not over with either. I think the rally is going to be sold like it was back here, and then now put in, get ready for the next leg down. All right. So, taking a look at the NASDAQ 100 futures, you see what it did today. Pretty much just erased all of yesterday, and it's looking like it's ready to go up and test the bottom of the Kumo cloud. That should put us up near 86. But I'm thinking what's going to happen is the same scenario here. I think the market's getting ready to set us up for the next leg down. So this is going to have to be watched too. These ranges are just absolutely absurd. And what can you say? All right, the next thing we got here is Litecoin LTC. Primary rally alert for tomorrow. The bottom of the Kumo cloud is the initial target. So we're looking at between 55 and 57 on Litecoin. We'll see what we can get in the overnight. But just remember, folks, there's a strong chance that with these technical bounces, that they're going to be sold, and I mean sold to pieces. So take profits quick if you get anything on the longs, okay? Next one, excuse me, is HACK, HACK. We got a primary rally alert here. Looking to fill the gap. We probably, if you're lucky, you'll get to 37.5, maybe 38 before turning back down again and getting sold. I see this scenario playing out here. All right, I think we're just getting ready for the next legs down in the markets, and it's going to be a Lulu. Take a look at GDXJ. GDXJ, primary rally alert for tomorrow. This one's looking for the bottom of the Kumo cloud as well. Possible scenario of being sold again. We may fail. I don't know if we're going to make it into the cloud. Initial target is between 39 to 39.50. We'll see what can happen here. This is that scenario that we talked about before about a bottoming out type of a pattern. But with these, it's a 50-50. Either you're going to break out of the trading range or you're setting up for the next leg down, which should be extremely steep. All right. So I'm just saying all of these markets are moving in tandem right now. They're like 100% correlated as far as their movements are concerned. All right. The breakaway is coming. Here's your Bitcoin right below that Kumo cloud. Trying to push into it. I think it's going to push its way into it and get up to around between 85 and 86. All right, 85, 86 is the initial target for this move. If it cannot push inside of the Kumo cloud and fails here, the next leg down will be twice as steep as this drop to this bottom. And that will take us to that 6,000 mark, which is now in play. I'm sorry to have to say that to you, but Bitcoin is looking like that 6,000 is in play right now. All right, unless something or some event comes in and stops this train, this is looking like it's about to get wrecked. All right, moving on. If you capture any upside in this Bitcoin, be prepared to take your profits quickly, as this thing, when it turns, it's going to fall, and it's going to fall hard. All right, so take your rallies, take these bounces, trade the primary rally alerts, but be ready to take profits. because we don't know how much energy it's going to get out of it before the bears come back in. All right, Dow futures, same thing. Primary rally alert for tonight into tomorrow. If we do get a bounce, we're looking at initial target between 2550 and 26,000. So 25,500 and 26,000 is our initial targets. If we fail, I think that this is getting ready to do one of these numbers here and set in for the next leg, which will be devastating. Now that these new test kits are going to be making their rounds throughout the country, more and more people are going to be getting diagnosed with the virus, and it's mandatory reporting. You go into your doctors or go into the ER or urgent care. If you get diagnosed, they have to document it. They got to tell the authorities because they're keeping tabs on this stuff. If that number starts to skyrocket, if we get a number over 1,000, listen to me carefully, folks. If we get a number of 1,000 new cases within a rolling 5-day period, this leg from here to here is where we're going. And I want you to hear my voice. I want you to hear what I am saying to you. If that happens and the people panic, the Dow is going to give back all of its stimulus. We're going back to 12,000 in the Dow. I will pause for dramatic effect and allow your mind to wrap itself around that concept. Time's up. Hand in your papers. All right. So this is where we are, folks. Technical bounce. Can we bounce? This is a good place to be. This primary rally alert. If that paper has not changed, those orders have not canceled after the close, and people have those, and the machines are ready to get it, then we'll see this technical bounce. If the market is so weak and can't even get a technical bounce where this is not manifested tomorrow, look out. All right, just look out. Next chart, silver futures. So silver, as you can see, has really been struggling underneath the Kumo cloud, struggling to get traction, struggling to do just about anything. And we got that new weekly bearish momentum trying to get started, meaning that any pop you see is getting ready to get sold. We're moving sideways, doesn't have a lot of energy. It can't rally, but it hasn't been hitting new lows either. So this one is a wait and see for right now. All right, gold futures is the only thing that's really been bullish. You had this rally alert here. Market has reversed. Now we got a primary crash alert for tomorrow. The trend line support is the target, the 1590-ish range is now in play. And we may even drop sub 1580 and get in between the vortex of the trend line support and the top of the Kumo cloud, and that'll put us at around 1550-ish. All right, Doc. Yeah, 1550-ish. All right. Let's see here. Let me catch up to the chat here. Let's see what we got. All right. All right. All right. Let's see. Can you look at the NASDAQ? All right. Can I look at the NASDAQ? Let's see here. Give me just a second. I will pull that up. I'll do you a solid. Get this NASDAQ on and popping for you. We'll take a look at the futures and the QQQ. Let's get that on. Let that load for a second. All right. So here's the QQQ. As you can see, we got a primary rally alert for tomorrow. The last one that we had was this one here. Market could not do it. We got that back to back. Instead of getting the narrow range inside day, the market gaps lower and continues to fall. We got, in the last one before this one was back here, we did get that push up, but the rally was quickly sold off. We'll see how much energy the market has. But right now, the initial target is between the bottom of the Kumo cloud, which is at 204, I want to say 209. So 209.83. So the initial targets are going to be between the 209 handle and the trend line right here of 216. So happy medium should be around 212-ish for an initial target, but that's saying a lot. You got to get over this trend line resistance and this one here too. It's a lot of resistance up in here. So this one is definitely probably not going to happen. That the 3 to 5 day outlook that we have on our alerts is still in play whenever you get an alert. But because of the weakness here, it's going to be a hard press one. I don't think we've bottomed. I do not think that just yet. All right, here's the NASDAQ 100 futures. Primary rally alert for tomorrow. The initial target is around 86. And that's going to be the first target. Second target will be the trend line resistance of around 88. So that's what we're looking at right now. And like I said, this is a lot of overhead resistance. We got this negative bearish trend line resistance right now, and it's not looking very good. So I have to say that I believe that the downside here is still in play. We'll have to look and see. All right, next one here. We got someone's asking about all right, what do I see in the future for IPO? Let's see. What do I see for IPO? Let's see here. IPO. Is that Renaissance IPO ETF we're talking about? Is that in play oil in Toronto? Is that, I need to know what is that? But let's just assume that it's this one. We'll take a look. All right, so this is Renaissance IPO ETF. Primary crash alert for this one too for tomorrow. And we got this gap here that we need to contend with. All right, it needs to back and fill there. Secondary gap is right here. It needs to back and fill. This one has a primary rally alert for tomorrow. So I'm thinking that the initial target is going to be around 29.5 to 30. That's the initial target. If the market can continue to make it and back and fill this gap up here, then we're looking at around 31. So I'll just go ahead and say 31 is in play if this one can get the bounce that it's looking for. What should I do with my 401k? That's up to you. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a trader. So I can't even begin to tell you all the tax ramifications and things of that nature. I do know that IRAs can be rolled over if you switch jobs, things like that. You have to seek out, your administrator there for your 401k at your job, whatever, and have them to advise you with that. If you can trade in your 401k, that'll be good too. If you can do something with it, I know people can trade in their IRAs. I know that. So that's as far as my knowledge on that one goes. I don't want to tell you nothing wrong, but that's a little bit not in my playground. All right, next one. Can you look at Bloom Energy? Let me look at Bloom Energy. Let's see. Take a look at Bloom Energy. What saith the algo chart? All right, let's see. Bloom Energy. All right, here we go. All right, Bloom Energy pulling this one up. It's in a bear market, of course, trading below the trend line resistance. Today, the market closed right below it, respecting that overhead resistance. This will be like two in a row. 2 bars ago, the market closed like just right there on it. And then before that, a few bars back, it closed it right there on it again. Now you're right here below it. It's really loving the trend line right now. Support top side, resistance on the bottom side, and we got a primary rally alert for tomorrow. Maybe this is it. Maybe the market's ready to bounce. We really haven't gone too much lower per se. It's just been kind of flat. You're like in a consolidation on top of the Kumo cloud. If the market can get that rally tomorrow, then the initial targets between 10 and 1050. Keep in mind, we got the extended out here bearish weekly trend momentum. So, excuse me, any rally could be sold even intraday. So if you're long this market, that's what you'll be looking for as your exit. Or if you're looking to get involved with it tomorrow, that's going to be your initial target to exit this one. And that's all I got. I would not be interested in shorting this. I don't short $10 stocks. It's not worth it. You can only go to zero. You'll make 8 points. Who cares? So unless you think the company's going to zero, it's not worth shorting it. Not when you have unlimited risk to the top side. I don't know about the option market on this thing, but yeah, that's all I got on that one. All right, so let's see the next one here. So I made a comment. Dr. William Waters, State Department allowed the infected people on the cruise ship to infect the country. He allowed them to get off the ship. He is an Obama holdover, deep state. God help us. Wow. Wow. All right. Someone just posted Dow 12,000 to 15,000. Yeah. Yeah. Really, I'm saying between 10 and 12. That's what I'm looking at. All right. I'm getting pulse waves, but is it possible to access? No, I don't do that. This, let me explain for those who don't know. What I'm using here on my algo charts, this is just for public, use when I'm making my videos. This is not the system. This is just the charting thing that I came up with that really helps to show you what I'm talking about as I'm talking about it. So, but no, system is totally so different than this, but because it's based on algos. But that's a good question though. You're very much welcome. All right, next one. Some people are taking out loans on their 401ks. Yeah, the only thing is just remember you got to pay yourself back. So, I don't know. I mean, I can't tell you what to do. I can't give you financial advice. I don't know all your situation. But I tell you what I have done in the past. I have taken out money and stuff to trade with, but not everybody has my system. Really, only people that have my system now, the people who go to PulseWaveTrading.com and gain access to it. If you don't have something like what I have, I wouldn't do it because the money you just be blowing it. But if you are a PulseWave subscriber and you do that, then that's a different story. But we can holler more about that, off cam. All right, can I look at AAL? Let's see here. AAL. That's American Airlines, isn't it? Nope. Alberts Industries. Okay. All right. So Alberts Industries. Let's see here. This must be new or something. I'm not really getting no data on it. It's looking weird. Yeah, this is weird, and this is a daily chart I'm pulling up. I have no idea what this is. Sorry about that. I don't know what that is. Alberts. I don't. Or yeah, I don't know what that is. I can't really get a good reading on that. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what that is. I have American Airlines though. I do have that. Okay. Oh, that is what it is. American Airlines. Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. So American Airlines, we got a primary rally alert for this one for tomorrow as well. As you can see, we did come out. We did come down further. And this is another one where instead of getting the back-to-back narrow range inside day, we actually got selling off because of the panic and all that stuff. But now because Trump says he's going to backstop them, I think the rally alert could actually play out on this one tomorrow. Initial target for this one, believe it or not, is the trend line resistance up here at $24.85. So that's the initial target on this one. And really, no, I take that back. We got the gap. So that will put us at around 26 bucks. So 26 bucks is about the initial target on this one right here, on American Airlines. All right, let's see what else we got. Let me go back up here. Okay, what clues will be given that a bottom is forming? Okay, so you got indicators that are forward looking and indicators that are, backward looking. Most people use indicators that are backward looking, not forward looking. For me, it's my primary rally and crash alerts. My primary rally and crash alerts let me know that that is a possibility. So that's the first thing that I look at, and yeah, so that's how I know. My system is built and based on rally and crash alerts, and that's how I know. It picks up certain activity in the market, and it gives me those rally and crash alerts. So that's how I know. I can't speak for what other people do. I can only speak for what I do, but that's how I would know. Oh, that's really kind of you. I appreciate it. Favorite voice on the internet. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for the love and support. All right, what else we got? All right, we got two more. CAMT. All right, not familiar with that ticker. Let's see. CAMT. All right. Is that Camtech? Yeah, do me a favor, folks. When you ask me about tickers, write the name beside the ticker just so I know, because sometimes there are multiple things with same type of acronyms. So that way I can pull it up real quick. All right, this one has a primary crash alert for tomorrow, but it's interesting because it technically filled the gap. So I don't know if it's going to try to run further and test the trend line resistance up here. Based on what I'm seeing now, this trend line is definitely their initial target, and that's around $11.07. So that's what I have on this one. So this is another good example of a market that may be bottoming. I said may be bottoming, and we'll know if this thing takes off tomorrow. So that's what we're looking at. We're coming off of this primary crash alert back here, and that's what the market did. So we shall see on this one. Looks interesting. Your risk is low, though. Your risk is low. Your risk is the low of this bar here. So, for example, this is just an example. This is not a recommendation to buy or sell any securities. But say if you were to go in and buy this one, if it has extended hours trading or whatever, let's say you went in and you did it, and you put your stop like right here, right a penny or so below this low, and that's your risk. So if you got in now, it closed at 919. Your risk is going to be 854. So let's just say 850. Boom. If it rallies up, then you got yourself a trade. So that's just an example of something like this. Something like this has a higher risk to reward ratio because you're not so far away from the most recent low, and it's looking like the market is overdone, needs to fill gaps and all that other stuff. So, and you do have a gap up in here, You probably can't really see it, but there's a gap here that needs to be rectified as well. So there you have it on that one. All right, let's see. Do you think real estate is good investment? Where do we park our money from trading? Have gold and silver and Bitcoin already? All right, so there is a school of thought, there's a camp that believes that real estate is always a good investment anytime, every time, all the time. I don't subscribe to that. It just depends on what you are looking to do. When you say real estate, most people immediately start thinking about houses. Real estate is so much more than houses. Real estate is a lot of things. Real estate is a restaurant. Real estate is a mall. Real estate is a strip mall. Real estate is a stadium. Real estate is a school. Real estate is a hospital. On and on, etc., etc., etc. So, depending on what it is you are looking to accomplish, someone can make an argument that every time and any time is a good time for real estate. But there's a lot of different things to take into consideration. If you mean residential real estate, it may not be the time for that. Word on the street is real estate sucks right now, depending on what market you're in. Most markets, it sucks, unless you are talking about real estate on Capitol Hill or real estate in Silicon Valley. Other than that, real estate sucks. That's what a lot of people are saying. But if you're talking about, just buying a vacation home or a second home somewhere in a place you like to, relocate to, that's a whole different story. Or if you're talking about some type of commercial real estate, well, commercial real estate has its own issues as well. There's a lot of different things you got to get involved in when it comes to commercial real estate. You got zoning issues, you got environmentals you have to do and pay for, and they can be extremely costly. There's a lot that goes into that. If you're talking about an apartment building or some type of commercial building, office building, you're gonna want to make sure you got your leases and stuff lined up. You don't just want to throw up a shell building and be like, okay, I'm open. Who wants to come lease? Most people who go into that pretty much do a lot of work leading up to that part, and they already have leases already signed and ready to go. Keep in mind, commercial leases are totally different than residential leases. They're usually longer term, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years or more. All right. Not 1 year leases. So it's a lot. It's a lot that goes involved. I mean, not knowing your situation, what you're trying to look into. In my humble opinion, I say right now, real estate sucks. But if you're talking about commercial real estate or something else, a marina or something else, then that's a whole different story. I always separate my commercial real estate from my residential. As far as where you park money, we're at a situation right now where we don't have a lot of options and places to park money. So if you're a stacker, you say, I already got gold, I already got silver, I'm already in cryptos, I got Bitcoin. That's great, man. So then the next thing is, okay, have you prepped? Do you have storable food, non-perishable storable food? Do you have potable water and drinking water stored up? All right, so that's the next thing. Technically speaking, you're never finished prepping. Prepping is for life. So just make sure you have, you know, a long time, several months worth of food if possible. Some people have like 10 years worth of food. It's up to you. I don't know your situation, but as long as you are prepped in all areas of your life, so you got the food, and you got medicine, and you got water, you got clothing and blankets and toiletries, you got bug out equipment, sleeping bags, all the different cool devices they got nowadays in case you had to literally camp out in the woods somewhere. If you got all that stuff and you checked all that off, the only thing I can tell you what to do left is stack your paper, player. You just have to stack paper at that point, because you got to have cash on hand too. At the end of the day, cash will always be king. I don't care where you are. All right. So Once you've done all that, man, you're right. There's pretty much nothing else to do. You just stack in paper. All right. Managing one's money is a full-time job, man. And the more you have, the more work it is, because you got to balance stuff out, make sure you're moving money around, multiple accounts, overseas accounts. You know, if you do a lot of traveling, you want to own a place in every city or country that you travel to. All right. There's a people. There are a lot of people who are way more expert in that than I am, but I think you get the gist of what I'm saying, right? All right, let's see here. Do you recall which video you went over recommended TOS chart settings? Nah, I don't. I'm sorry. But I know we have that on our website at pulsewavetrading.com. That I do know. It is available there. All right, AMLP. Let's see. AMLP. Let's see. All right. AMLP. So I guess this is Alps Aliranian or something, however you say that. All right, let's take a look. All right, so this one is definitely also, we got a rally alert on this one. So it's a primary rally alert, looking to fill the gap. So looking at maybe 5.5 is your initial target. If you can get more energy than that, then you do have a slight gap up here to fill. All right, so that'll take you around the $7.50 mark. All right, so initial is 550, next target 750, third target 8. All right, so that's what you got on ALPS. All right, next one. Do you think of the COVID-19 as a Sierra Leone move by the kids? Nah, I don't. I don't. All right, Zynga. I think Zynga's in the same boat. If you've noticed a theme here, all of these charts are the same, even though some of these instruments are not even related to each other or even in the same joint. You know, so this should tell you of how orchestrated this down move in the markets has been. Everything is in the same situation. Primary rally alert here too. We did fill the gap that was right here. I think this one could moonshot, but look what we did. We got this massive bearish pointer right here, folks. I'm afraid this one's going back down. It's gonna have. All right, you got 3 to 5 days from the date of this primary rally alert to do something. So you got 3 to 5 days and or the next alert. All right, so it got time, but it's gonna need to shoot. If it's gonna make it shoot its shot, I'm looking at maybe 720 is in play, perhaps. So we'll have to. I know that's not a lot. That's not far from where it is, but according to right here, that's what we got. We also got this bullish pointer right here as well. So no, I have to be more generous than that. If this thing can get enough energy behind it, it could come up here and hit around 7.5 to 8. But then it's going to end up coming back down and taking out this pointer. These 2 pointers have established a trading range. So this is probably going to move sideways for a while, to be quite honest with you. All right, so that's what we got on Zynga. All right, REITs, Real Estate Investment Trust. Yeah. You mean the IYR? Yeah, IYR. That's a strong one, man. That thing it's like resilient. That thing has been resilient regardless of what has ever happened. Hold on. IYR. All right. So here's this. All right, this one also has a primary rally alert for tomorrow. It's already filled this initial gap here. The next gap right here is in place. So we're looking at $92 as the initial target on this one. And then we'll see where it can go from there. All right, that's the ticker IYR, Real Estate Investment Trust, REIT. All right, can you look at TIM? Let me see. If that is a crypto, then I don't have that. I can tell you that. So, but I'll look under that symbol. All right. Okay, it is a stock. Way to go. Looks like it's on the NASDAQ. All right, let's take a look. Okay, so looking at this one, it has been consolidated for a minute. You're really trading inside of this zone here, oscillating between 43 and 79 cents respectively. Right now, you got a primary rally alert. We could get one of the same like this. So initial target should be the trend line resistance right now, which is at 63 cents. You're at 48 now. Then you got the bottom of the Kumo cloud right here to contend with as well, if it can get there, and that's 65 cents. So I'll go ahead and throw it to the 65 cents target, and then we'll see if the bears come in and beat it back down again or what. But this one is looking like it has a lot of overhead resistance ahead of it. But you also have this possible bottoming situation going on right here. So I would go with the primary rally alert and ride it and see what it can give you. At the end of the day, though, you do have this bullish pointer right here. So I think we go north of 97 cents sometime in the not too distant future, actually. All right, so this one looks like it could be in play. It could do a little something, actually. This one looks pretty good. All right, so this is ticker TEUM for those that are so inclined. That's what this one is, okay? So this is a good one. This is something that you definitely want to watch. This and that American Airlines, they both look interesting. Okay, let's see here. All right, Russell 2000. All right, let's pull this one up. Russell 2000. All right. I do have that in here. Let's see here. For you, I will pull up the ETF and the futures. Excuse me. All right, the futures first. So on the futures, you got a primary rally alert on here. And because you don't have any gaps on this train here, I'm going to say the initial target is the pointer here, which should put you back around the 1550 area right here. 1550 is the initial target on this one, so that's quite a ride. But because we've been under so much selling pressure, the last rally alert ended in the market being sold. Okay. What does that translate on the IWM ticker, which is the Russell ETF? Primary rally alert. You do have a gap here that needs to be contended with. So the initial target on this one is around the 140 handle. All right, so 140 is my initial target on this one. Don't know if it'll quite make it up. It depends, though. If the futures can make it up, then this one is going to follow suit behind it. So that's what we got on the Russell. All right. Okay, in terms of that real estate question, I'd like to ask, if you are of means, shouldn't you buy and then rent to yourself, like V says? Well, when it comes to real estate, I have to treat it like any other investment. Okay. It depends on what you are looking to accomplish. We don't just invest or trade for the heck of it. There's a plan that goes into play. Like, for instance, this Russell chart we're looking at, I'm coming up with a plan, all right, based on the listener's question. They want to know what say if the algos. So if I were looking to operate in this, I'd be looking to take advantage of this rally alert. However, I got to keep in mind too that this is a massive bearish pointer right here, so we might not even get a bounce. It may just roll over and crash. And then this next leg coming into play could be absolutely monstrous, putting this thing below $100 a share. So you got to look at your risk on what it is you're trying to do, and then see what you're wanting to do is realistic. Also, rent. If you're a person of means and you quote unquote rent your house to yourself. All right, here's my thing. All right, I'm not knocking nobody's approach or none of that, and I don't know what V said on that. Like I said, it all boils down to what you're trying to accomplish. All right, so my approach is going to be different than your approach and the next man's. Here's how I look at it. I do not like residential real estate as an investment. I don't. I don't like being a landlord. I hate it. All right, hated it. For those of you that used to watch Living Color, who are old enough to remember that, remember Men on Books. Whenever they would say something, they would go, "Hey, you seen that movie?" or whatever they said. Yeah, hated it. Well, that's how I feel about residential real estate. Hated it. I hate being a landlord. And I don't understand. I wouldn't buy a house and quote unquote rent it to myself. Me personally, I would never buy residential real estate and just have my building set there empty, not making me no money. All right. Real estate is only an investment if you're making money. If it's not making you money, it's not an investment, it's a liability. Always remember that, folks. Anything that you call an investment, if it's not making you money, it is a liability. If you're writing a check to the bank every month for a quote unquote mortgage, that is a liability, unless you're netting out positive. So if you got a $1,500 mortgage on that house, but you're renting it out for $2,000 a month, you are netting out $500 a month. That is an investment. It is not a liability. However, if you got the wrong people up in your spot, well, you got to deal with what comes with that. Being a landlord is not fun and it's not easy unless you get, angels renting your house. If angels are renting your house, then you're going to have a pretty good time. As long as they're not fallen angels, then you're going to have a problem. All right, let's see what else we got. I know, man. Hey, look, whether this thing is contrived or not, I can only tell you what thus saith the algo chart. It's sad but true. No, I'm not covered spot gold. Let me pull that up for you right quick. Not too many people ask about spot because here in the States, you're not allowed to trade spot. So you're lucky. All right. So here we go. Spot gold. I remember being able to trade gold spot before the freaking Glass-Steagall. All right. And the Volcker rule and all that other nonsense. Okay, so right now, this is your gold. You got a primary crash alert for tomorrow, just like the gold futures. Spot and futures are pretty much neck and neck, folks, with very, very little disparities at times. All right, so yeah, trend line support back down at the 1590 all the way to the 1550-ish. I still stand by my initial analysis on the gold futures. So same thing bodes for the gold spot as well. All right, gold spot's in the same boat as gold futures. All right, let's see here. For the person that asked about real estate, there's a lot of REITs. Yeah, IYR is one of the best, folks. Seriously, IYR is one of the best, if not the best REIT I've ever seen. That ETF is all that. I've seen it be resilient when the markets were falling apart. Now this time around, it's taking a hit too, but it's the most resilient out of just about all of them. Just so you know, and that's my personal opinion. All right, Aussie dollar. All right, let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. All right, let's see. Aussie dollar. What do we got? All right, I got it in here somewhere. Oh, here we go. All right, Aussie dollar is one of the best trending forex pairs on the planet. It also benefits of being a dual personality. It is a forex currency, but it also acts and benefits from gold movements at times as well. All right, so this thing has gone just stairs down the stairs, like a ball rolling down the stairs. Then we had this parabolic bar here, nasty bar, nasty bearish pointer, secondary crash alert for tomorrow. Yeah, this is looking bearish. This is looking bearish. This is looking bearish. Down she goes. There she blows. Not looking good at all. Aussie, not looking good. And you are most welcome. Yep, if it don't make you money, it don't make sense. Matter of fact, Rich Man, Poor Man, no, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, in that book, he talked about that too. You know, real estate is not an investment if it's not making you money. All right, let's see here. You're very welcome to that. Yep, that's what I see. All right, so I think that's it, folks. Running out of time again. There's so much news I wanted to get into, man. So let's just hope and pray I'm able to do something and get through some of this news in the morning, maybe on the pre-market pulse scan. So we'll see. These are the world we're living in. Oh, by the way, real quick, just so you know, I think things are on and popping right now, even as we speaking. Yeah, the Dow's down 300. The Nasdaq's down 117. Even the S&P 500 is down 39 and a half. Gold right now is down $3.80. Crude oil up $1.27. Bitcoin futures down $35. Silver up 10 cents. The dollar down 11 cents. You know, that's where we are right now. This is after the Trump press conference, folks. So, you know, it is what it is, man. I mean, I think it's about to get worse before it gets better, regardless of our impressions or what we think about things. I think this is just one of those times where we got to just, like always, trade what you see and not what you think, and then let the market do the rest. The market's going to make you money on the long or short side or both. All right, I got time for one more since you asked so nicely. All right, here you go. The question is about the yen. All right, the dollar yen. The dollar yen. All righty now, here we go. Dollar yen. So when we pull up the dollar yen chart, this is what we see. Primary rally alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading. And the initial target on this one is the bottom of the Kumo cloud around the 108-ish area. So you're looking at a good run of at least 300 pips to the top side if we can get it without the bears coming in and snatching it back down. And that should also be around a 50% retracement also. So primary rally alert on this one. Looking for this one to pop possibly here in the overnight market. We shall see. All right, let's see. Even though on your algo list for the Aussie, it has a 9/11 rally alert, your bearish is more strong. No, again, I'm giving you what thus saith the algo charts, but follow the system. All right, follow the system. Me talking is nice, but follow the system. If you're a PulseWave subscriber, follow the system. I don't care what comes out of my mouth. Follow the system. Follow the system. Follow the system. Follow the rules of the system. Follow the system. All right? That's what's up. I cannot stress that enough. There are times where my brain is going all over the place, but I still got to follow the system. If the system says buy, I'm going to buy. If it says sell, I'm going to sell. If it says stop and reverse, I'm going to stop and reverse. If it says if you get stopped out of the long, do not go short right away, then that's what I'm going to do. If you get stopped out of the short, don't go long right away. If the system says that, I'm going to do it. That's what I built it for. All right. So regardless of what I think, I got to follow the system. Win, lose, or draw, I'm following the system. All right. Don't let my words sway you. That's why you got the report. All right. Next one. Thanks, Dex, for putting me on the road to financial freedom. You are very welcome, Max. That is my gift back to you all. I'm only as successful as you are. I'm only successful when you're making money. That's what it's about. All right. That is how I add value to all my customers and clients, is to make sure you're in a position to make money. Do I guarantee people will make money? No, that is impossible. But I will say that it will give you a leg up on the competition. What you have in front of you, you've seen it. You've seen how long I've been on YouTube. You know that the pulse waves they're extraordinary. The rally and crash alerts are extraordinary. And even if we are wrong in our initial direction of the market, I have built into the system mechanisms for stop and reverse to get you on the right side of the market. It also is designed to keep you out of the market if the situations aren't right. That's what the price triggers are for. It's saying, okay, on each day it tells you this is what we're looking for to happen in the market. If these conditions are not met, do not buy. If that condition is not met, do not sell. Do not short. It's perfect in that regard. So yeah, I built safety features in it and all of that. And it's forward looking. It's dynamic. All right. The entries can change every day. Sometimes the entries can stay the same entry for several days straight. Just depends on what's happening in the market. All right. The system is very dynamic. It trades multiple systems at once. So if one thing happens in the market, it's going to trigger another engine to turn on and take over, and we're going to trade this way. If something else happens, then another mechanism will turn on and we're going to trade that way. So we still got the loaded price triggers built in there. System knows when to turn that on. Has the longer term trending approach. It knows when to turn that on. It's always got you in a position to be on the right side of the market. All right. So yeah, gotta cop that 6-pack. Folks, right now, you can trade with us for as low as $69 a month. You can get these reports in your hand before the market's even open. That's how we roll. I like to give it to you 24 hours in advance, ahead of the movements, so that you can be in a position to make money. So $69 folks, the most affordable it's ever been. Trust me, you are saving a lot of money. Take advantage of it while it's here. We teach you everything you need to know to make money so that you can build financial freedom for yourself. Or for those of you that are already pretty well off, here's an additional stream of income for yourself. You can never have too much money. You can never make too much money. All right? Because when you start getting to that upper echelon, you're in a position now to do for others. You can teach others. You can help take care of those that can't take care of themselves. You can be a blessing to your neighbors, to your friends, to your families. See what I'm saying? See where I'm going? That's what it's about. All right, with that said, folks, don't forget PulseWaveTrading.com. We got the webinar coming up on Friday. We got that 6-pack on sale right now, $69 a month. Get one for you and a friend. You know you thirsty and you need that refreshment. And remember what I always tell you: bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. Peace.